You're the priority. Ladies and gentlemen, you're the priority. Don't ever feel bad about making yourself the priority. If you feel bad about not being someone else's number one, you can change that. Like that. By making yourself the priority in your own life. You know, we hear about it in dating all the time. Girl, he ain't calling you back. He ain't putting any effort in. He ain't buy you flowers. He ain't wipe the toilet seat after he pees. You're not the priority. Dump him. Dump him. But am I a dating guru? No, I'm not. I'm just talking about life here. That's my whole point. And I think it also just applies to life. It doesn't just have to be dating. Besides, we shouldn't be looking for male or female validation. It should just be coming from us. Girl, he don't treat you. I just like making that voice. Are you the priority? You know, ask yourself that. If you're not the priority, you need to be. You really need to start making yourself the priority. But Steven, man, I got kids. I got 2 kids at home. My brother has 2 kids. You know, I tell him this too. I think even if you have kids, right, whether you're a husband or a wife, you still need to make yourself the priority because you got to take care of them. You still have to provide for them, right? So if you're not healthy, mentally, spiritually, physically, you're never going to be able to provide for them. So even if you have kids, you still need to make yourself the priority. It doesn't make a difference. It's like we try to trick ourselves into thinking, you know what? What about this scenario, that scenario? It doesn't matter. You still need to make sure that you're taking care of yourself. Because in most cases, other people aren't going to do it for you. Again, not all cases, but most cases. It's not selfish. It's actually selfless. I think it's selfless. Because the only way you can help others is if you are helping yourself, right? You're turning yourself from a liability into an asset, you know? We see it all the time, you know? NBA players, right? Get their families out of the hood. How? They became NBA players. They helped themselves, right? What about, you know, my dad, right? Poor doctor from Tennessee. He had to become a doctor. Same thing. You got to help yourself. You got to make yourself the priority in your own life. You really do. And don't ever feel bad about making yourself the priority. I think we get conditioned to feel bad about doing that, especially if you're a nice guy. Man, my girlfriend called me a nice guy once. I got so upset. That's another story. I'm going to be a good man. But if you're trying to help others or please others, you know, you tend to put yourself second. But I'm telling you, you got to make yourself the priority, and you cannot feel bad for doing it because it's actually going to help others more in return. It actually will. The math works if you look at the math. You know, it enables you to be able to help others and help lift others up. Got to fill your own well up first, though. What you do for others, you do for yourself. What you do for yourself, you do for others. I keep saying that because it's so true. And again, that goes back to making yourself the priority. If we want to keep talking about the whole dating thing, think about that. Similar to like a relationship. How do you know if you're a priority? You know, but let's just make it self. You show up. But do you show up for yourself? Then you're the priority. Yeah, you know, you care about your own goals. Do you care about your own goals in your life and what you're trying to do? Then you're the priority. You ask about your own needs. Hey, Steven, are my needs being met? If they are, congratulations, you're the priority. You listen. Are you listening to yourself? Are you listening to your internal thoughts? Are you really listening? And you're the priority. You leave the toilet seat down. No, I'm kidding. That's not that's not a priority. But if you leave the toilet seat down when you pee, that does mean you believe in yourself. But that's another saying. It's another thing. You check in. Like if you're checking in with yourself and how you feel, this did something. Someone said something or something happened that I saw and it made me feel a certain way. Check in with yourself. See how you feel. You know, it's gonna pass. All those thoughts, you know, and emotions, they pass, but make sure you're checking in and you're not burying it like I did for a very long time. There's so many things you can do to see and make sure you're being a priority. You know, those are some of them. But at the end of the day, it's gonna make not only your life better, but everyone's life around you better. It will. It may not feel that way, like given the way we are conditioned and the way we see the world set up around us, but I promise you, give us some time and it will. What you do for others, you do for yourself, and what you do for yourself, you do for others. Don't feel bad about making yourself the priority, because you are the priority, and don't ever forget it.